It's gathering in downtown Dothan for the No Kings protest, voicing their displeasures with the Trump administration. No Kings protests taking place in all 50 states, including here in Dothan in front of the Houston County Courthouse. Hundreds gathered for a variety of reasons to rally against the Trump administration.
We believe in upholding the Constitution, whether you're the president or you're any other citizen. That's really what it comes down to.
Protesters were against the recent ICE raids taking place around the country, saying it was unconstitutional. Some calling for those supporting the president to be the ones leaving the country.
Jesus is my king. He is my only king. This is America. If people want a king to rule over them, they need to leave America. They don't need to be worried about getting people who were born in other countries out of America.
One protester even comparing the ICE raids to the Gestapo in Nazi Germany, deporting people without due process.
This is Gestapo, Stasi-style rendition. Regardless of whether you think the people here are legal, most of the signs are talking about due process. We don't want illegal in this country more than anybody else does. But we want them to have the process.
Some were also upset over the president's recent decision to change the name of Fort Novosel back to Fort Rucker, calling it a distraction from actions taken by the president impacting veterans.
I also just think that this name change stuff, it's a distraction. He's talking about changing the names of bases. Meanwhile, they're getting the VA and thousands of veterans are losing their jobs. Veterans don't need basic name change. They need benefits to be taken care of.
In light of recent protests in California becoming violent, safety was a top concern for organizers in Dothan, making sure everyone remained peaceful and no violence would break out during the protest.
Keeping it peaceful is top priority for us. We immediately contact the local police department. We have a captain's phone number in our pocket in case there are agitators or instigators. Many of us have been trained in de-escalation. We've got marshals walking around. We're as prepared as we can be to make sure that this remains peaceful and that if anything happens, we can get everybody out of the way.
Over 1,800 communities held No King protests all on the same day. Even as the rain came down, signs were held up and cheering roared when cars passed by, honking their horns in support. Today's protests were the first No King protests in the Wiregrass. Another one was held back in April, but also today's protests across the country and here in the Wiregrass were partly in response to the celebration in Washington, D.C. for the 250th anniversary of the Army, the parade coinciding with President Trump's birthday, along with the National Mall, a military festival honoring the history of the Army from helicopters to howitzers. More than 6,000 troops expected to be there. The Army says the entire celebration is estimated to cost as much as $45 million.
America's about democracy. What we're seeing right now is not democracy. It's about one person, their ego, their agenda.
Even though this is President Trump's 79th birthday, the Army says they have no plans to formally recognize it. In the Wiregrass